As you may have noticed, film titles these days are beginning to sound more and more like a list of score draws on the football pools. Jaws 2, Omen 2 and the like. Now the latest in these imaginatively titled movies is Rocky 2, the sequel to Sylvester Stallone's lucrative movie about a prize fighter who makes the American dream come true. On past evidence, sequels are best regarded with some suspicion, since they usually tend to be more or less cynical rip-offs of the originals. But Sylvester Stallone, or Sly as he's known to his friends, though God knows what kind of friends go around calling a person Sly, anyway, he maintains that Rocky 2 will be different. This statement alone doesn't necessarily make it so, of course, since it comes from a somewhat biased source. But judge for yourselves. Here he is, talking on the set.
The interesting thing about Rocky 2 is that for the first time, you have all the original players back, every one of them. And the story picks up one heartbeat from where it left off. The movie ended at the culmination of Rocky's life. He's found love and he's found pride in his own sort of way. He feels as though he's going to enter into a whole new phase of living. Good. The special dynamics of this group is very unusual in the sense that everything is just a little different, a little offbeat, and it's that uniqueness that I feel enhances this sequel as opposed to a sequel where you have a lot of new faces and you have to start all over again.
I think there was something special for this ensemble of misfits in the industry, coming together, playing a bunch of misfits. It was a good group of people, just at the right time, in the right parts.
We were all relatively, well, you might say, totally unknowns. And our lives have changed drastically, not just mine, but everyone involved with Rocky. Everyone has been kind of blessed.
Playing Rocky's manager, I knew nothing about the fight game. And so I had to kind of look up some people. And I found a man who's since been killed, by the way, was murdered. Who had a voice like that. He talked like this, and he could hardly hear me. He was very crusty. And I tried to use him as much as I could, and I hope I won't get murdered as a result. In the second film, I don't want Rocky to fight again. I feel that he's had his chance and that he'll be seriously hurt.
Now, you didn't see that coming, did you? Did you? And that's from a, I don't know, broken down tug like me. What do you think the champ would do to you?
Hurt me bad.
No, he'd hurt you permanent. Permanent.
Once he's out on the street, he's not a fighter anymore. He tries to retire. He's got nothing to prove. That leaves a great period of soul searching.
But now I'm ready to have a rematch to prove that this Lucky Club fighter, and that's what he was, Lucky, does not have the skill to last 5 minutes in the ring with a superior athlete like me.
Hey, Rocky, lots of luck there, kid.
Rocky accepts the challenge and goes into training in Philadelphia, and this time he has the entire population of the town behind him. Much the same could be said of Stallone himself, because the local citizenry willingly cooperate in the making of the picture.
Here they come. Look for
The first time he was satisfied at going the distance for himself, for his own personal pride. Now he wants to be a champion. He doesn't want to be second anymore. He proved he could be a good second. He just wants to see if he can be first.
We didn't see Apollo Creed the last time as the true fighter that he was supposed to be because he hadn't trained, he wasn't in the best of shape. This time Apollo Creed has to be prepared. He's going out this time to put this guy away.
And if you want to know who wins, you'll just have to go and see the film, which should be with us early in the new year. Whether it's any good or not remains to be seen, but it's certainly successful. Since it opened in America in June, its box office take has already amounted to 70% of the entire gross for Rocky. Well, let's get on now to Orson Welles, a man who began his career at the very top with Citizen Kane, which must figure somewhere on practically everyone's list of top 10 movies, and has been steadily working his way down ever since. His last film as a director was F for Fake, a documentary released in 1975, and his most recent appearances as an actor have been on TV commercials, looking like an overweight Falstaff and pushing the virtues of sherry. Lately, however, he's been playing a part in a film called Never Trust an Honest Thief. Barbara Paskin found him on location in Canada and talked to him first of all about the role he was playing.
I'm playing the sheriff of a small town in the northeastern part of the United States. He says that he is an ex-professor of classical languages and quotes Latin. In fact, he's an ex-con man.
What would you say has been the greatest accomplishment of your career?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I wish I had a good answer for it. I don't. I never talk about my movies. I've never seen them, you know. If I'm acting them, I never see them, and if I direct them, I only see them till the moment that they're ready to be released. And I never think about them. Try not to. So I don't like to be reminded of it, because every film that you make is an anthology of things that you know you could have done better. And because they are in the can and nothing can be changed, it's sad to think of them, because there they are forever locked away. Nice thing about the theater is that it vanishes forever. Nice thing about writing a book is that if you're a successful author, you can bring out another edition and change something.
Looking back, what's been your biggest...
I look back as little as possible. Yes, I grit my teeth and look forward, and will continue to do so as long as it's possible.
Does not looking back help to look forward as well?
I suppose it ought to, but it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. I think there are too many regrets in the past. The future's much more interesting. The present's the best thing of all.
What things do you value most in your life?
I beg your pardon?
What are the most important things in your life?
Ah, that's a question that comes out of the heading of an interview in depth, and they're signaling me that I must go to work. So thank you and good night.
Thank you very much.
Yes, well, thank you and good night too, Mr. Wells.